Hello everyone. I wanted to show you the new backdrop instead of having the, that tapestry that was on here. This is my closet, of course, you can tell. And this is the room. Okay. I have some stuff over here. Here's Charlie. There's the keyboard. So this is what I'm using to teach music. So I wanted you to look at what we will be covering and things we have already covered. Meter. We talked about last week having 4 beats in every measure, 4 quarter note things that equal a quarter note. And then there are meters that are 3 and 2 and 6. Some composers even use 5 and 7. Ooh, they feel funny. We talked about how to make a treble clef here. So we have our line, then we have the top part, then we bring it down to the bottom line, then we go to the second line, and then we curl it around. We talked about these music symbols, flats and sharps, repeat signs, leisure lines that are above the 5 lines in music. And then this one, I don't know if I've actually told you about it, it's called fine. And fine means the end. So when you come to the end of the music, you draw double lines, and then the player that's playing the music knows, oh, that's the end of the song. Okay, we've talked about this an awful lot, rhythms. This is a new one here, dotted half note. So yes, we have a half note here, and half note gets 2 beats. So it's clap and turn, remember that? And then this gets 3 beats because it has a dot. So a half note with 3 beats. Half note with a dot gets 3 beats, okay? So if you put this in the measure, you put this in the measure and you put maybe 1 quarter note or maybe 1 set of 8 notes or 1 set of 16 notes, because guess what? This takes up 3. And then we add 1 more to it. Here's one that we very rarely use. It's a whole note. It's 1 note and it takes up the whole measure. Yeah, it's like a ball hog. Really bad. Here's a whole note rest. That means you don't do anything for the whole measure. And here's a half note rest, which means it only takes up 2 beats, only half the measure, if you use 4 in a measure. Okay? And how do we remember this? How do we remember this? They both look the same. Okay. When a man comes to your house and he's going to stay a short time, he leaves his hat on. Looks like a hat, right? If he's going to stay a long time, he takes his hat off. Takes it off. Get it? All right. So I'm going to put you back up here on the camera tripod. Up here. Sorry about the sound. Okay, everyone. So here we are, and we're in the music room at my house. And this is the activity, the assignment section of the lesson. We're not going to do any singing. Oh my gosh, the microphone came off. How'd that happen? We're not going to do any singing or playing during this section, only just a little bit. Can everyone see these sheets of paper? Okay, so this is what I want you to do. Today's lesson is about rhythm. So once again, we're going to be writing some measures like I asked you before. Remember I asked you to write 4 measures using lines and spaces. Yes, we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're doing with 8. Now, here we have a sheet of paper and I've cut it in half. So now we have 2 sheets. So this is how big I want the sheets, okay? So your activity is you're going to be writing 8 measures. You're going to be composing 8 measures, and you can move them around. You can move the measures around. See, when you have separate pieces of paper, each paper is going to be a measure. So that's what we're going to be doing. And then I want to have you record yourself. Now listen, video record yourself playing the music. I'll demonstrate for you. So here I have a blank sheet of paper like this. And it could be scrap paper too. And I'm going to make my 5 lines. Okay, 5 lines. 3, 4, 5. All right. A measure has to have a line on this side and a line on that side. So this is, how long did that take me? Like 5 seconds? Okay. Now, that's one measure. It does not have a treble clef because it's going to be in the middle. Only the first measure needs a treble clef. Only the first measure needs the meter. How many beats are going to be in the measure. Okay? I'll show you that too. All right, let's make the end measure, the one that's at the end. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But wait a minute, what did I say about the end? The end is a fine. We need to let the player know that this is the end of the music. That must be measure 8. Why? Because it has the 2 lines of fine. Okay, I have some. I'm not going to make all 8, guys. I'm not going to do that because I have some already. Here's measure 1. Here's measure 1 with the treble clef. So this is measure 1. I'm going to try to align these so that the camera can see them. Okay, it doesn't matter what measure this is or what measure this is. Let me get these ready for you. There's 3. Can you see that? Here's measure 4, measure 5, measure 6, measure 7. I hope you can see all of these measures, and measure 8. That has to be the last one. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be mixing these up. You're going to write some music, and then you're going to be mixing them up, okay? Now, let's talk about the meter real fast. I want you to decide how many beats are in every measure. So last time we did 4 and a quarter note at the bottom, which means 4 quarter notes in a measure, or something that equals a quarter note. And I want you now to decide, do you want 3? Do you want 3 beats in every measure? Do you want 2? Do you want 5? Do you want 6? What do you want? So I'm going to say, for me, I'm going to write 3. 3 beats in every measure. 3. And I put a quarter note at the bottom because that tells me anything that equals a quarter note, I get 3 of those. Okay, so every measure is going to have, in my song, every measure is going to have how many beats? 3. Okay, for you, you might choose 5. That means every measure must have 5 beats. Or you might choose 6, or you might choose 2, or you might choose 4. Most people use 4. Today I'm going to use 3. Okay. I'm going to write some music now, and I'm going to make sure that I put the notes on different lines and spaces, okay? Different lines and spaces. And I'm going to make sure that they equal, my measures equal 3 things, 3 beats, okay? All right. Let me get busy on that. Let me pause it, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, guys, as you can see, I have written notes in each one of these measures. And here we have the beginning, here we have the end. This is music I've written, and it took me about probably 5 minutes to do. 5 minutes. I'm going to put my hat back on. And what did I do? I put a number above each beat and how many beats that note gets. So I put that number above the note. A quarter note gets 1 beat. 8th notes together get 1 beat. 8th notes together get 1 beat. So this measure does have 3. Can you see that? It does have 3 beats. Okay. Does this measure have 3 beats? Does this measure have 3 beats? Yes, because remember we talked about at the beginning of the lesson, on the back here, we had that a half note with a dot gets 3 beats, not 2. It's not half note, but a half note with a dot gets half note, dot, half note, dot, half note, dot. 3 beats. Can you tell me which measure is missing a beat? Which measure is missing a beat? Point to it. No, not this one. Huh? No, of course not the first measure. And some people said that the first measure are thinking that the first measure has 4 beats. It doesn't. Because remember, this one doesn't count. It's part of the meter. So this is like 3. Okay, we see the chord note. Okay, now it disappears. 3. This one does not count. Okay, when we do the meter. So it does have 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. A half note gets 2. Half note, quarter. Okay, 2. Good, good, good. Uh-oh! You're right. Some of you already pointed to this one, didn't you? So I need another one. Can we decide which line or space we want it on? Which line or space should we put it on? All right, let's see here. The end of the measure has this. You know what? Let's make it like this one. Okay? I'm doing this upside down for you. Okay, well, actually, there's no such thing as upside down in music. 8th notes. How many beats does that get? 1 beat. Okay. So now that we've written all 8 measures, and we checked, didn't we? We checked to see if each measure has this many beats. If you said 5 here, make sure every measure has 5. If you said 6 or 2 or 1, not 1. Don't use 1. Don't use 1. That's bad. Don't use 1. If you said 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, or 7, or 8, make sure every measure has that many beats, okay? If you said 8, you're going to have to put a lot of little notes in these measures. Don't say 8. That's too much. Okay, so now that we've written our measures, step 1. Step 2, check the measures to see if they have this correct number of beats, 3. Okay, 3 there, 3 there, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3. I should put the number 3 here. All right, there's the number 3. And then, guys, I want you to practice it. But don't use clapping. That's the key. Don't use clapping. It has to be something. It has to be it has to be, what? A glass jar? Let's try it. Okay, let's try. I'm going to dump this. Don't roll off the table. Let's try it. Okay, now what am I going to do for half notes? Like rub it or for half note, dot, half note, dot. I don't know. Let's try it. I'm going to rub it like that. For this one, and this one. I'm going to rub it, okay? Here we go. Quarter note, starting with this quarter note right here. Quarter, 8 note, quarter, half note, quarter, quarter, 8 note, 8 note. 8 note, quarter, 8 note, quarter, 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 half note, dot, quarter, 8 note, quarter, half note, dot. So I did all 8. Now the fun part. First of all, we get to mix them up. So this one, leave this one and this one the same. Mix this up, mix this, leave that one over here, put that over there, mix that one over here, get this one over here, that one over here, that one over here, this one over here, you know, over here. All right, now we have completely different music. Since it's completely different, I'm not going to use this. Forget that. I'm going to use my disc. I'm going to use my disc golf disc. I don't even know what it's going to sound like, but I'm going to try it. Okay, this is when I say half note, dot, I'll do the same thing. Okay, here we go. Quarter, quarter, half note, dot, half note, quarter, quarter, 8 note, 8 note, quarter, 8 note, quarter, 8 note, quarter, 8 note, quarter, 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 half note, dot. That's number 8. All right, one more time. Let's mix it up. Let's mix it up. Let's mix it up. This is your assignment. Videotape yourself writing the music and then putting the music down and then mixing it up. Just do 2 mixes. I'm doing 3. You just do 2. Just do 2 mixes, okay? You have the first one, then mix it up and play that one, and then you're done. You don't have to do 3. Just do 2. What do I have? Are you kidding me? Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. An empty water container. I love it. Okay, we're going to start with number 1. Aha, here we go. half note, quarter, half note, dot, half note, dot. I did it. Yeah. So that's your assignment, guys. Make your own measures. Okay? We're not talking about the letters right now, how high and low. We're talking about rhythm. Because we start with rhythm, and with the same pieces of paper, we start playing them on notes. And we can use xylophones, you can use recorders, you can sing it, you can play it on a guitar. You can do lots of things. Different size glasses. Maybe put some glasses with different size water to represent this line, this line, this line, this line, and this line. This one has a lot of water. This one has less, 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 less. We can do it that way too. Anything that makes it high and low sound. Okay? So there you have it. That's your assignment. Write. And then check to see if every measure has this amount of beats in it. Remember, quarter note gets 1, rest gets 1, eighth notes get 1, 4 16th notes get 1. All of those get 1 beat. Half note gets 2, and a dotted half note gets 3. That's how you do it, okay? All right, guys. That's it. You're done with the assignment. Very, very easy. All right, thank you.